In today's video, I'm going to be rebuilding the worst team in the NBA, the Washington Wizards. They're the 15th seed with 15 wins and 55 losses, which means they're probably going to be getting themselves a top 3 pick in this up and coming NBA draft, which could land them the likes of Cooper Flagg, Dylan Harper, or even Ace Bailey. And that's going to be our goal. Hopefully we can go and get ourselves one of these 3 players to build around in the next few seasons. And as of right now, the team is looking like this. We have Jordan Poole, Alex Sarr, who I'm pretty excited about. These last few weeks in real life, he's been playing a lot better than he did to start off this season. As you guys can see, his efficiency has been pretty horrible, but these last few games he has been playing good. And I'll show you guys those games right here. As you guys can see, he went on a 5-game stretch where he averaged basically 20 points per game. I believe that would be more than 20 points per game. So of course, he does have potential. They acquired Chris Middleton, who is on an expiring contract, and that means we're going to have some more salary cap this offseason. Marcus Smart on a 2-year contract. We can probably trade him this offseason for some picks. Bilal Coulibaly will also be a player that is untouchable. So for basically this whole team, the only 2 players I'm going to keep untouchable for the rest of this video is going to be Alex Sarr and Bilal Coulibaly. But this team does have potential depending on how they continue building in the future and depending on who they get in the 2025 NBA draft. But now I'm going to simulate until the end of this season, hopefully lose a bunch of games and get ourselves a top 3 pick in the 2025 NBA draft. Also, please make sure to drop a thumbs up and subscribe if you're new. We're on the road to 200 subscribers, so I would appreciate if you guys can hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. But here we are at the end of this season where Nikola Jokic wins MVP, Alex Sarr wins Rookie of the Year, Scoot Henderson 6th player, Giannis wins Defensive Player, Christian Brown wins Most Improved, Trae Young Clutch, Kenny Atkinson, and John Murphy. Here are the awards for this season. Of course, we're not going to have any players here, which is obviously all good. Actually, we do get Alexander Sarr on All Rookie First Team after he won Rookie of the Year. Let's go ahead and simulate past all of this because we're not in the playoffs, so this doesn't really matter to us. The Knicks versus the Timberwolves, and the Knicks go on to win a championship. Karl Anthony Towns defeats his former team to win his first NBA championship. I'm going to overturn a few of these retirements and then I'll see you guys at the draft lottery. Here's the time that we all been waiting for, the draft lottery. I really hope we get ourselves a top 3 pick. I really want Ace Bailey, Dylan Harper, or Cooper Flagg. We're projected to go number 1. The New York Knicks do have our pick, but that is protected, which means we're going to be getting that pick back. But we have the best odds in this year's lottery. So let's go ahead and see where we land. And we get ourselves the first overall pick. Let's go. That means we can get ourselves Cooper Flagg, Dylan Harper, or Ace Bailey. Literally anyone that we want. And we also have ourselves the 23rd overall pick and 2 second-round picks, which I did not even realize. So that means we can hopefully go out there and get ourselves some more young prospects to be a part of our future. But I'm going to finish filling out our staff signing. I'm going to see if we can get ourselves a new head coach to be a part of our future. And then we'll see who we're going to be selecting at the NBA draft. And now it's time for the 2025 NBA draft. Let's go ahead and see who we can select. So obviously we can get Cooper Flagg, Dylan Harper, Ace Bailey, or VJ Edgecombe. And I think this is a pretty easy decision. We're going to go ahead and select Cooper Flagg. It doesn't show us his ceiling, but I'm pretty sure it's a LeBron James ceiling from what I've seen in the past. With the first overall pick, we're going to go ahead and select Cooper Flagg to be a part of our future. That means we're basically going to be rebuilding the Washington Wizards around Cooper Flagg going forward. The Miami Heat ended up with the 2nd overall pick. I'm not sure how that happened, but let's see who they go ahead and select with that 2nd overall pick, and they take Ace Bailey, who in my opinion would be a perfect replacement for losing out on Jimmy Butler. The 76ers have the 3rd overall pick and they take Derek Queen. So they didn't take Dylan Harper, because obviously they already have two amazing guards. They take to Derek Queen. Now let's sim to user pick and see who we're going to be selecting next. Now it's time for the second draft pick that we have, the 23rd overall pick, and we have 28 trade offers. Let's see what teams are offering us. So they're not really offering us anything too good. The New York Knicks are offering us a valuable pick, but I think we'll go ahead and select a player that could possibly be a part of this future. We can get Ozan Noel, and I know Noel ends up progressing to, I believe, an 84, 85 overall. I've seen him in a different person's rebuild just a few days ago, so I think we may be selecting him. He could be the power forward in our future, but let's see which other players are on the draft board. Bogdan Markovic, he has a ceiling of an all-star. Johnny has a ceiling of an all-NBA. His ceiling is not showing. Let's see Ozan Noel. Whoa, Ozan Noel has a ceiling of a Hall of Fame Tim Duncan. Let's go ahead and select him to be our new power forward. We still have 2 second-round picks remaining. Hopefully we can get some good players. We can get Rocky, Tomislav. I don't know how to pronounce that name, but I think we're going to go ahead and select a center that could possibly be the backup center going forward. Let's go ahead and take Rocky. I'm not sure how good of a player he becomes, but hopefully he ends up being somewhat decent. We still have a second-round pick. Not sure what we're going to be doing with this pick. Possibly take this guy here, Jovan Sanin. Jovan Sanin. Let's go ahead and select him with our last pick in the NBA draft. And just like that, we got ourselves 4 new rookies to be a part of our future. Obviously, the biggest signing, the biggest draft pick that we selected was Cooper Flag. The future of this video will be around him. We also got ourselves Ozan Noel, who's going to be our future starting power forward. Rocky's only a 69 overall, so that kind of sucks. Jovan is a 70. Let's go ahead and sign all 4 of those players. Chris Middleton accepts his $34 million contract. Did not know that he had a player option, but we're probably going to be trading him to get rid of that salary. Bilal Coulibaly, of course, we're going to pick up that team option. Anthony Gill will let walk. Qualifying offers, we're not going to be giving a qualifying offer to any of these players, but do we have to bring back anyone in free agency? Let's check that out. So we don't. Anthony Gill and JT Thor we don't need, so that is all right. And we don't have any salary to spend, and obviously that's because we still have Chris Middleton's contract on our books and the same as Marcus Smart. I'm going to look for trades for both of these players, get rid of their contracts, and clear up some salary. Before we start this next season, I'm going to try upgrading our point guard position. I don't want Jordan Poole being our starting point guard going forward, so we're going to upgrade that position and try acquiring Cade Cunningham from the Detroit Pistons. To make the salaries match, we have to give up Jordan Poole, Marcus Smart, and probably a bunch of first-round picks. So let's see what they say to this trade, and they do decline. But now we could try throwing in some first-rounders and hopefully make them accept this trade. 2 first-rounders does not get it done, but the Wizards do have a bunch of first-round picks, which means we could use a lot of them. 4 first-round picks, Marcus Smart and Jordan Poole for Cade Cunningham, and they still declined this trade. Let's see if there's another first-rounder that we can use. That only has 1-star trade value. So yeah, I don't know if we're going to be able to get this trade to happen. Possibly we can include another player here, maybe AJ Johnson. Still declining this trade. I'm not sure what else we can do. Let's see if we have another player with a high trade value that won't be a part of our future. Rocky has a 1.5-star trade value. They're still not accepting. Rashawn Holmes has a pretty big contract as well, $13 million. I did not know that. Justin Champagnie is a player that I would be open with trading in this trade. He has a 2-star trade value, but they're not budging, so we may not be getting ourselves Cade Cunningham, which kind of sucks. I really wanted him to be on our team. And yeah, we're not getting Cade Cunningham, but I am going to go target some other point guards. What if we get Luka Doncic? I highly doubt the Lakers will accept this trade, but it is worth trying, and of course they decline. What if we're able to get Devin Booker to be the starting point guard for our future? He is 28 years old, which means he has a lot of experience, he has a lot of playoff experience, and I think him and Cooper Flag would be a perfect duo. So I really believe that the Phoenix Suns will accept this trade. Let's try taking out a few first round picks and see if they'll accept. So let's try trading Jordan Poole, Marcus Smart, and a first round pick for Devin Booker, and they give us a counter offer. Let's go. They want Rocky and a second round pick for Cody Martin and Devin Booker. Let's go ahead and pull off this trade. Let's go. Just like that, we got another star on our team to pair up with Cooper Flag. Another reason I wanted to trade for Devin Booker is I don't really trade for him in any rebuilds. I know we probably could have got someone like Tyrese Halliburton or LaMelo Ball, but I trade for those players a lot, so I wanted to switch it up and get ourselves a player we don't really get. We still do need to pull off some trades. We still have a lot of players on our team with pretty big contracts, one of them being Chris Middleton, Corey Kispert, Saddiq Bey will probably trade, the same with Cody Martin. So we're most likely going to be getting rid of those players. The same with Rashawn Holmes. We're trying to change things up here, and we're going to start off with a Chris Middleton trade. We're going to be pulling off this trade here with the Brooklyn Nets, where we send them Chris Middleton and Cody Martin for Hugo Gonzalez and Nolan Traore. Hugo Gonzalez, I'm pretty sure, ends up progressing a ton in 2K simulation, and he can possibly be the backup point guard going forward. So let's go ahead and pull this trade off. We also end up saving ourselves a ton of money by getting rid of Chris Middleton's contract. Now we still have a few more players to trade. I'll show you guys what those trades will be looking like. Now we're going to be targeting Mitchell Robinson to be our backup center. He is on a 1-year contract, which is going to be expiring, but I think we should be able to re-sign him. They do give us a counter offer. They want 2 second-round picks and Rashawn Holmes for Mitchell Robinson. Let's go ahead and pull off this trade. We're also going to be trading away Saddiq Bey. He plays absolutely horrible in 2K simulation, so we're going to trade him for two first round picks from the Charlotte Hornets. Let's go ahead and pull off this trade. I'm not sure if we're going to be pulling off any more trades. I believe we do need a backup point guard unless we make Hugo Gonzalez a backup point guard. But we still have Corey Kispert's $14 million contract that we can possibly trade. The Charlotte Hornets are down to send us another first round pick that has 2.5-star trade value for Corey Kispert. It is top 3 protected, so that would suck if that ends up being a top 3 pick, but hopefully it's a 4th, 5th, 6th overall pick, or at least in the lottery. So let's go ahead and pull off this trade and we acquire ourselves a valuable first rounder. And we're also going to be trading away Kobe Jones and Jovan Sanon. I don't know how to pronounce that name, but for 2 first round picks from the Utah Jazz. Now we cleared up a bunch of salary, which means we can sign a player for around $20 million, $21 million. I'm not sure if we're going to be using that money this off season. I will look in free agency and see what moves we can do to our roster. I'm going to go ahead and give Malik Beasley a contract. He's one of the best 3-point shooters in the league, and having him come off our bench will definitely help with the 3-point shooting. So let's go ahead and offer him a 2-year contract. He does want around $20 million, which is a lot, but we're going to lower that down to around $16 million a year on a 2-year contract, and he declines. So it looks like we're going to have to pay him a little bit more than $16 million. I think 16.25 should work, and there we go. We're going to be signing Malik Beasley on a 2-year, $33 million contract. And here we are at the start of this season with our new 9-man rotation. Our starting lineup is going to include Devin Booker, Bilal Coulibaly, Cooper Flag, Keontae George, and Alex Sarr. And then off the bench, we're going to have Malik Beasley, Bob Carrington, Mitchell Robinson, and Hugo Gonzalez. I moved Malik Beasley's position from shooting guard to small forward, and his overall has gone up to an 84, which is really good for us. Cooper Flag will be in our starting rotation from this first rookie season of his, and hopefully we can end up making him into an insanely good player. And I think we could possibly make the playoffs this season. If we're not a playoff team, I could definitely see us being a play-in team. Let's simulate the first 2 games and see how we do. So the first game is a win, the second game is a loss. We beat the Charlotte Hornets by 17 points, and Cooper Flag in his NBA debut drops 42 points, 13 rebounds, 2 assists, and 3 blocks. That's got to be probably a record for a rookie in his NBA debut. 42 points in your NBA debut is unheard of. Devin Booker with his Washington Wizards debut drops 32 points. Alex R with 22, Blal with 15. Let's see game 2. So Cooper Flag was also our leading scorer in the second game with 20 points, 9 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, and 2 blocks. And clearly that's a really good sign of what he'll be in the future. And now we're going to be simulating until the end of this season. Unless there's trades to be made, I'll stop at the trade deadline to show y'all. I'm stopped here at the contract extension day, and we have a few players to extend, one of them being Bilal Coulibaly. We're going to be extending him. He does want a boatload of money. He wants around $37 million a year, which is a lot. But we are going to be extending him because I know he ends up progressing into a good player, and he's going to continue being a part of our future. But let's lower it down to as much as we can. We can give him around $33.5 million, 4-year contract, and he accepts. We also have to extend Mitchell Robinson, and he doesn't want all that much money. He wants around $9 million a year on a 2-year contract. We can actually lower that down to 8.5. That is a steal contract for Mitchell Robinson. He has been playing really good for us defensively, rebounding the ball well, and scoring when he needs to. But now I'll be simulating until the end of this season. At the end of this season, Victor Wembanyama goes on to win his first MVP. Cooper Flag wins Rookie of the Year, averaging 17 points per game, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, and 2 blocks. Amazing season from Cooper Flag. He's averaging a double-double in his rookie season. That's pretty impressive. Jonathan Kuminga wins 6th player. Wemby also wins defensive player. Scoot most improved. Anthony Edwards clutch player. Greg Popovich coach. And the Spurs win executive of the year. Let's see if we get any all-NBA selections. We could possibly see Devin Booker here, and we don't get any player, which is totally fine. But we do get Cooper Flag on all defensive first team in his rookie season. That is insane. That means whenever we have to re-sign Cooper Flag, his money is going to be a lot more than the rookie contract would have been. But that's alright, because he is worth all the money we're going to pay him. He had an amazing season, making all defensive first team in his rookie season. That is impressive. And of course, he's also on all rookie first team. And this time around, we were the number 4 seed. We literally went from being the worst team in the NBA to becoming the 4th seed with 48 wins and 34 losses. So we had an amazing season. I was thinking we would possibly be a play-in team, but we played a lot better than I expected. Let me show you guys the player stats before we get into the playoffs. The leading scorer on our team was Devin Booker, averaging 25 points per game, 7.5 rebounds, shooting 50, 40, 80. Amazing season from him. Another positive of having Devin Booker on our team is he gives us that veteran presence on the team. We don't really have any other veterans on this team other than Devin Booker and Malik Beasley. But Cooper Flag was the second leading scorer, averaging a 17-point double-double in his rookie season. Malik Beasley off the bench was amazing for us, averaging 14 a night, shooting 43% from the three-point line. Amazing season from him. Alexander Sarr played a lot better than the previous season, averaging 14 a night. His rebounds went up, so did his assists. So amazing season from him. Bilal Coulibaly, 13 a night, 12 a night from Keyshawn George. He had a pretty impressive season as well. A lot better than his rookie season. Bob Carrington did kind of struggle from the field, but he wasn't all that bad. Mitchell Robinson was amazing, and Hugo Gonzalez was also amazing in the limited minutes he did play. Now, in round number 1, we're going to be taking on the Detroit Pistons, who have Cade, Jaden Ivey, Azar Thompson, Stewart, Jalen Duren, Dante Exum, Ron Holland, Marcus Sasser, and Nickel. Let me fix up our player minutes, and then hopefully we can win our first playoff series. This is what the playoff minutes will be looking like as of right now. And something I didn't notice is Ozza Noel was not in our rotation for this season, but he'll probably be in our rotation for the next season for sure. Hopefully he ends up progressing in overall. That way we could have him coming off of our bench, or possibly even being our future starting power forward ahead of Keyshawn George, depending on how both of them progress, obviously. But let's see how things go here. Game number 1 is a win for us. Devin Booker drops 34 points. Cooper Flagg has a 26-point double-double in his NBA playoff debut. Malik Beasley with 25. So this is a playoff, the first time a lot of these players have made the playoffs on our team. A lot of the players on our team are really young, so obviously they haven't been in the playoffs before. This is the first time, and let's see how they perform. Game 2 is a loss for us. Cade Cunningham does end up defeating us there, but game 3 we win with Booker dropping 59 points. Alex Sarr had 20, 18 from Bilal, 17 from Keyshawn George. Cooper Flagg fouled out in 23 minutes. Game 4 is a loss for us. The series is tied. Devin Booker has been amazing for us. Keyshawn George has been playing good as well. Alex Sarr. Our whole team has been playing really good, to be honest. We also win game 5, which puts us up 3-2. Devin Booker with 35-point double-double. Cooper with 22. George with 18. And are we going to defeat the Pistons? We are not. It's going to a game 7. Sarr played good, but the rest of the team kind of struggled. Let's see if we can win here in game 7 and advance to round number 2. We do have home court advantage, so hopefully we can win this game. So far, we do have the lead. They take it right back. It's a really close game. We're up by 1, 6 minutes remaining, and we end up losing by 10 points. And obviously, that just shows that our team is pretty unexperienced at this moment. A lot of our players are young, but of course, as we go forward, continue simulating, our team's only going to be getting better. Devin Booker and Cooper Flagg played amazing. Cooper Flagg in his first playoff run was really good. His efficiency was amazing. Devin Booker was good, and I think our future is bright. Let's see who's going to go on to win the championship. The Knicks versus the Spurs, and the Spurs sweep the Knicks, with Wemby, the regular season MVP, winning finals MVP. Now I'm going to overturn a few retirements, and then I'll see you guys either at the draft lottery or at free agency. I totally forgot that we were going to have a lottery pick from the Charlotte Hornets trade that we pulled off for that first round pick. It's projected with the 4th best odds. The pick is top 3 protected, so hopefully it's not a top 3 pick. Let's see where it lands. Hornets, and Wizards. So we end up with the 5th overall pick in the 2026 NBA draft. I wasn't expecting that, but I guess that's a bonus for us. That means we're going to be getting ourselves another prospect in this year's NBA draft. I'm not sure who we're going to be selecting. I would love Cameron Boozer on our team. He could possibly be the future power forward, but I don't think we're going to be able to get him because he is projected to go in the top 3. And now it's time for the 2026 NBA draft. What I'm planning on doing is, if Boozer falls from not getting picked with the 1st overall pick and the 2nd overall pick, I'm going to try trading up for the 3rd overall pick and getting ourselves Cameron Boozer. I do believe that he'll probably get selected with the 2nd overall pick. The Pelicans probably will take him, but if they don't, we're going to try acquiring him with the 3rd overall pick. But let's see what happens in the NBA draft. Pick number 1, I don't know how the Warriors ended up with the 1st overall pick, but they did, and they take AJ DeBonsa. Hopefully the Pelicans don't take Boozer, but I think they will, and they do, of course. So we're not getting Cameron Boozer, which is totally fine. Phoenix Suns take Darius Akuf Jr. Now it's the OKC Thunder, they take Darren Peterson. Let's see who we can select with a 5th overall pick, so we can get Koa Pete. I'm not sure how good of a player he ends up progressing into, but he does have a D+ 3-point shot, which is a big concern. That's one reason we're not going to be drafting him. Let's see Caleb Wilson. He has a C 3-point shot, which is also horrible. But Nate Ament has an A+ 3-point shot, good perimeter defender, good mid-range shooter. I think we're probably going to be selecting him. He is projected to go 11, which is kind of low, so we could possibly trade this pick for a different pick. I'm going to see what we can do right now. I'm going to be trying to pull off a trade with the OKC Thunder for their 8th overall pick. We send them the 5th overall pick, acquire the 8th overall pick and a future first rounder, and they accept. Let's go. Hopefully the guy that we want does not get selected here, and he doesn't. Perfect. We're going to be taking him with an 8th overall pick. Where is he? There he is. Nate Ament. He has an A+ 3-point shot, so let's go ahead and select him. He's only 18 years old, which means he'll be progressing a ton. And we still have another first round pick where we could select Malachi Morano, who I'm pretty sure ends up becoming a pretty good center in this league. We can also get City Guy. I don't know how to pronounce that last name. City Guy. I don't know, but we can get City with this pick. He was projected to go 15th or 23rd. So let's go ahead and select him to possibly be the backup center in the future, depending on how he progresses, obviously. We still have one more pick. I'm not sure which pick this is, but let's see if we can trade it, and we can't. So let's just go ahead and select this dude right here. That's it for the 2026 NBA draft. In my opinion, that was a pretty successful draft. We got Nate, we got City, and Jawan. Team player options, we are going to pick up the team option on Keyshawn George, and on AJ Johnson. We'll probably be trading AJ Johnson this offseason for some future picks. Qualifying offers, we don't have anything there. But let's see in this year's free agency, so we don't have to re-sign any players, which is really good. And do we have any salary cap? We can spend around $9 million, which we could possibly get ourselves a good role player with that type of money. I'm going to see what we're going to be doing this offseason, and I'll show you guys the moves. We're going to be pulling off this trade here with the San Antonio Spurs, where we send them Justin Champagnie, a 2nd round pick for the 2027 Atlanta unprotected 1st round pick. It has a 2.5-star trade value, which is pretty high. We're also going to be trading away Nolan Traore for the 2028 Memphis unprotected 1st round pick. And I don't think we're going to be pulling off any big moves this off season. What I'm hoping for is that our younger players end up progressing a ton this off season, and hopefully that makes us a much better team. But if not, we can obviously make some trades at the trade deadline. We don't have too much money in free agency to go sign a big name anyways, so I think we're going to run with our core and see how things go up until the trade deadline. We are able to re-sign Devin Booker, and we're probably going to re-sign him and get that over with. But Bob Carrington also wants an extension, and you guys are going to be surprised by what he wants. He wants almost $40 million a year. That's basically what Devin Booker wants, and he's only an 82 overall. I'm not sure if he even progresses all that much. So we're definitely not going to be giving him $36 million just yet, unless he ends up progressing to like 86, 87, 88 overall. But we will go ahead and re-sign Devin Booker on a 1-year contract. That way we still have him for 3 more years. And here we are at the start of this season. A lot of our young players ended up progressing a ton. Bilal Coulibaly's up to an 85 overall, Cooper Flagg's up to an 86 overall, Keyshawn George 83 overall, Alex Sarr is up to 87 overall. Bob Carrington also went up. So I'm excited to see what happens this season. We're a lot better team than we were the previous season, of course, with the progression of our younger core. But this is going to be our starting lineup for this season. We have Devin Booker, Bilal Coulibaly, Cooper Flagg, Keyshawn George, and Alex Sarr. And then off the bench, we're going to have Bob Carrington, Malik Beasley, Mitchell Robinson, and Nate Ament. I decided to play Nate over Hugo Gonzalez. I want Nate to be progressing. That way he could continue becoming a better player for the future. But let's see how game number 1 goes against Devin Booker's previous team, the Phoenix Suns, and we end up winning by 24 points. Cooper Flagg drops 31 points, 14 boards, 4 assists, 4 steals, and 2 blocks. Amazing game from him. I think he's definitely going to be averaging a 20-point double-double this season, maybe even a 25-point double-double, but I guess we'll see. Now we're going to be simulating until the end of this season or the trade deadline. At the end of this season, Wemby goes on to win his second MVP, AJ DeBonsa wins Rookie of the Year with the Golden State Warriors, Josh Giddey Sixth Player, Wemby also wins Defensive Player, Tyler Kolek wins Most Improved, Wemby Clutch Player of the Year, Chris Finch Coach of the Year, and they also get Executive of the Year. Let's see if we get any All-NBA selections, and we get Cooper Flag on All-NBA Second Team. Let's go. We don't get Devin Booker, but that is alright. We also get Cooper Flag once again on All Defensive First Team. That is amazing. No one on All Rookie Team. And we were the number 2 seed. We won a lot more games this season than we did the previous season. We ended up winning 52 games and losing only 30, which put us at that 2nd seed. Let me show you guys our player stats before we get into the playoffs. So our leading scorer was Devin Booker once again, averaging 23 points per game, 7 assists, shooting 50, 40, 90. And then we had Cooper Flag averaging a 20-point double-double, 20 points per game, 10.5 rebounds, 5 assists, 1.5 steal, 2 blocks on really good efficiency. And then we had Alexander Sarr averaging 16 points per game. His efficiency has gotten better than the previous season. His points went up, and so did his rebounds. 13.5 points per game from Keyshawn George, shooting 50, 40, 70, amazing 3-point shooter. 13 from Bilal Coulibaly, 11 from Malik Beasley, and 10 from Hugo Gonzalez. Hugo Gonzalez wasn't a part of our rotation to start off this season, but I ended up taking Bob Carrington out of our rotation. He hasn't been playing good at all, even though he's an 86 overall. His efficiency has been pretty bad, whereas Hugo Gonzalez has been shooting the ball amazing. So we ended up making Hugo Gonzalez our 6th man over Bob Carrington. The rest of the team was amazing as well. Nate in his rookie season shot the ball really well. And in round 1, we're going up against the Detroit Pistons once again. This time they made some changes to the roster. They got Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Isaiah Hartenstein, Cameron Thomas off their bench, Bobby Portis, Miles Turner. This team is stacked. Not sure how they ended up being the 7th seed, but they did. Now let me fix up our player minutes, and then hopefully we can get ourselves our first series win in the playoffs. This is what our player minutes are going to be looking like as of right now. Let's see what happens here in round 1. Game number 1 is a loss for us. The Pistons do end up defeating us. Cade Cunningham drops 40 points on us. Game 2 is also a loss. Wow. Cade Cunningham with 53 points. Don't tell me we're going to go down 3-0. And oh my god, we're down 3-0 to a play-in team. And we get swept against the 7th seed Pistons. That is embarrassing. Well, I guess we're gonna have to make some changes this offseason from the looks of things. But in the finals, it's going to be the Lakers versus the Pacers. And Luka goes on to win his first championship, winning finals MVP. Sadly, LeBron wasn't on the team anymore. I'm pretty sure he retired. But yeah. Okay, never mind. He didn't retire. He ended up being traded to the Los Angeles Clippers. Let me overturn a few retirements and then we'll see what we're going to be doing here next. We might be getting ourselves another lottery pick for the 3rd year in a row. We're projected to get the 10th overall pick. Let's see where that lands via the LA Clippers. I'm not sure if that's a protected pick. I hope it's not. And we end up with 11th overall pick. Let's go. I didn't think we would be getting ourselves a lottery pick this year, but clearly we did. And we also have the 15th overall pick, the 18th overall pick, 25th, 28th, 30th. Whoa. We stacked up on a lot of first round picks. And obviously we're not going to select this many young prospects in the NBA draft. So what I'm thinking of doing is either trading all these picks and getting ourselves a top 3 pick, or trading these picks and a player to upgrade our roster. So I decided to try targeting Shai Gilgeous-Alexander from the OKC Thunder. I highly doubt that they'll accept this trade, but it is worth trying. We all know he's one of the best players in the entire NBA. Getting him on our team would make us championship contenders right away. We tried this experiment with Devin Booker as our point guard for the past 2 seasons. Clearly it hasn't been working. So let's see what the OKC Thunder would say for this trade. If we send them Devin Booker, 5 first-round picks for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and of course they decline. I'm not sure if there's any players we can include in this trade. We could throw Bob Carrington in this trade. He has a 3.5-star trade value. We're not going to be paying him anyway since he wants like $36 million. I think that the OKC Thunder may actually accept that trade if we throw Bob Carrington in here. Let's see what the OKC Thunder say for Devin Booker, 4 first-round picks, and Bob Carrington. And they still decline. Oh man, I honestly thought that would have been possible, but it's not. What if we include Ozza Noel, who hasn't really played for us, or Nate Ament? So that contract would not be able to match. CD Gay would not be able to match. So I'm not sure. I don't know if that's how you pronounce his last name. So I'm sorry if I pronounce that wrong. I'll be calling him CD for the rest of this video because I don't know how to pronounce his last name. I forgot about Luka Doncic. He's still on the LA Lakers, nearly averaging a 30-point triple-double. We're going to be targeting him to bring him on our team. I think that the LA Lakers have a higher chance of accepting this trade than the last 2 players we talked to, since Luka Doncic is a lower overall than them. Let's see what the Lakers say for this trade, where we send them Devin Booker, Bob Carrington, and 4 first-round picks. And they do decline, which kind of sucks. I was thinking that we could possibly get him, but it looks like that may not be the case. What if we include CD in this trade and they accept? Just like that, we got ourselves Luka Doncic as our brand new future starting point guard. Let's go. Including CD in that trade made it possible for us to get Luka Doncic, one of the best players in the entire world. Now we're going to have a big 3 of Luka Doncic, Alex Sarr, and Cooper Flag. This is going to be an insane coming season. And we still have a bunch of first-round picks, 4 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks. We're obviously not going to be using all of those picks, but we will possibly be using 1 or 2. Probably 1 first-rounder, to be honest. I do think we can trade up, so that's exactly what we're going to be doing. Include all 4 of our first round picks and go talk to someone with a top 10 pick. The Sacramento Kings have the 8th overall pick. Let's see if they accept this trade, and they do decline, but let's also include those second rounders that we have. And it gets done. We acquire ourselves the 8th overall pick. Number 1 is Tyrone Stocks to the New Orleans Pelicans. The Pelicans have pick 1 and 2. How did they pull that off? The Magic have pick 3 and they take Elijah Arenas, Gilbert Arenas' kid. Let's see who we're going to be able to select with the 8th overall pick. So we still have a lot of good players that we can take. Taj Ariza, I don't know how to pronounce that name. Elijah Williams, Caleb, Sadiq White. So there's a bunch of good players left on the board still. I'm going to see who will be selecting, and I'll show you guys once I come up with a decision. So with the 8th overall pick, we're going to be selecting Taj Ariza. I know he's not projected to go really high, but he is the highest overall player, and we need someone that can help us win now. And he's a shooting guard. We can move his position from shooting guard to small forward, where his overall will go up. And the reason I selected him is Malik Beasley is going to be a free agent, and we may be losing him in the free agency. So if that happens, we have ourselves a backup in Taj Ariza. Team player options, we have to bring back a lot of players. Alex Sarr, of course, we're going to take back Cooper Flag, Keyshawn George, Hugo Gonzalez, Ozza Noel, and AJ Johnson. We bring all those players back. Qualifying offers, we don't have to give out any qualifying offers, but we do have to bring back Malik Beasley, and we don't have bird rights on Malik Beasley, but luckily we can offer him that contract, and he wants a lot of money. We can also get ourselves Luke Dort to be our brand new backup small forward and have him replace Malik Beasley. Luke Dort is just as good of a 3-point shooter. Well, not just as good of a 3-point shooter, but he is an amazing 3-point shooter. But he brings something Malik Beasley does not bring: elite defense. So we may be taking Luke Dort over Malik Beasley. And that's exactly what we're going to be doing. We can move Luke Dort's position from shooting guard to small forward, and he should go up to like a 84, 85 overall. Let's go ahead and offer him a 2-year contract worth around $23 million, and he will be accepting. We can still re-sign Malik Beasley if we wanted for around $17 million a year, but I think we're going to let him walk because he wants a lot of money. If it was around $10 million, we probably would have re-signed him, but we're going to save that money. What I will be doing is signing a few vets to bring on our team that could bring some vet experience off of our bench. And also something I saw is we took the OKC Thunder's Luke Dort, and now they're going to be taking Malik Beasley. And here we are with our insane new rotation that includes Luka Doncic as our starting point guard. I'm excited to see how things go with Luka being on our team. Our starting lineup is going to include Luka Doncic, Bilal Coulibaly, Cooper Flag, Keyshawn George, and Alex Sarr. Then off the bench we have Luke Dort, Hugo Gonzalez, Mitchell Robinson, and Nate Ament. A lot of our young players did end up progressing. Cooper Flag's up to a 90 overall, so is Alex Sarr. So obviously that's going to make us a lot better than the last few seasons. And getting Luka Doncic alone will probably make us win a lot more games. But let's see how game 1 goes against the Raptors. We do end up winning by 12 points. Luka Doncic in his Washington Wizards debut has a double-double. Cooper Flag with 25, Alex Sarr with a double-double. Now we'll be simulating until the end of the season, but if there's trades to be made, I'll stop at the trade deadline. At the end of this season, Nikola Jokic wins MVP. He somehow ended up on the Golden State Warriors. That is pretty impressive. I like the fit of Nikola Jokic on the Warriors a ton. Michael Brown Jr. wins Rookie of the Year, Igor Demon wins 6th Player, Wemby wins Defensive Player, Jaden Hardy Most Improved, averaging 20 points per game. Something I've realized is Jaden Hardy's a cheat code in NBA 2K25 simulation. He scores a lot of buckets on amazing efficiency, just to let you guys know. Evan Mobley wins Clutch Player, Steve Kerr Coach of the Year, and they also win Executive. We do get Luka Doncic on All-NBA First Team, and we also get Cooper Flag on All-NBA First Team. We had 2 players on All-NBA First Team. That is insane. The same as the Warriors, they get 2 players on All-NBA First Team as well. Let's see if we get anyone else, and we do not. And we do get Cooper Flag on All Defensive Second Team, no one on All Rookie Team. And this time around, we were the number 1 seed with 60 wins and 22 losses. Clearly, we've been getting better every season, but we need to keep that up in the playoffs. Because so far, what's been happening is we play amazing in the regular season. Come playoff time, we choke and get eliminated really quick. So hopefully that's not the case this time around. Here's the player stats. Our leading scorer was Luka Doncic, averaging 24 points per game, 8 rebounds, 10 assists on really good efficiency. Then we had Cooper Flag averaging a career high in points, 21 points per game, 10 rebounds, 6 assists, 1.5 steal, 1.5 block on amazing efficiency. Alex Sarr, 17.5 points per game. For some reason, his field goal percentage has not went above 50%, and his 3-point shot has also gotten worse from the previous seasons, which kind of sucks. And then we have Bilal Coulibaly averaging 13, 12 from Keyshawn George, 9 from Luke Dort, 9 from Hugo Gonzalez. And in round 1, we're taking on Atlanta Hawks with Trae Young, Dyson Daniels, Zachary Risachet, Jalen Johnson, and Okongwu. I don't know how this team was a play-in team. They have 4 players that are 90 overall or higher in their starting lineup. Okongwu is also up to 86 overall. This team's bench is also pretty amazing, so I don't know how they ended up as the 9th seed. I fixed up our player minutes. This is going to be our rotation for the playoffs, and let's see how things go. Game number 1 is a win for us. Luka Doncic 27, 22 from Sarr, a 20-point triple-double from Cooper Flag. Game number 2 is also a win for us. Luka Doncic with a 37-point double-double, 23 from Bilal, and 21 from Sarr. Game 3 is a loss for us. Cooper Flag almost had a triple-double. Luka Doncic did have a triple-double, but we still fell short. Game 4 is also a loss, and that ties up the series at 2-2 apiece. Cooper, Keyshawn George, and Luka played good, but we still fell short. Game number 5 is a win for us. Luka with 24, Sar with 21, Bilal with 19. Hopefully we can win here in 6, and that's exactly what we do. Keyshawn George led the way with 35 points. Then we had Cooper Flag and Luka. Now we're in round number 2, where we're going to be taking on the Indiana Pacers, who have Tyrese Halliburton, Andrew Nembhard, Benedict Mathurin, Pascal Siakam, and Zeke Naji. They are lacking in that center position. They have Zeke Naji as their starting center. That is horrible. But let's see what happens here. Game 1 is a win for us. Luka with 32 and 14. Game number 2 is a loss for us. 33 from Luka, but we still fell short. We also lose game 3, and now we need to come up with a defensive coach game plan. I came up with a defensive coach game plan, but Cooper Flag so far in the playoffs has been struggling from the field and kind of from the 3-point line. Well, from the 3-point line, he's shooting around the same, but from the field, his field goal percentage has gone down a ton. Hopefully he can pick this up here for the next few games. Let's see what happens in game 4. And we also end up losing game 4, and that sucks. Alex R went off, Luka Doncic struggled, Cooper Flag played alright. Hopefully we can come back here. Let's see what happens. We do have home court advantage. We still do have a chance of coming back in this, and we end up blowing them out here by almost 30 points. Luka had 40, Cooper Flag with 24, Bilal Coulibaly with 22, Luke Dort, Alex R, 3 of 11 is pretty bad. He's been shooting the ball awfully. I believe he wanted a bunch of money. We still have to re-sign him this offseason as well. Game number 6. Hopefully we can tie up the series and push it to a game 7. The Pacers will have home court advantage for this game. And we're down by 2 points with 4 remaining. It looks like we're going to be losing once again. This sucks. We're down by 3. Please come back. And we come back. We're up by 2. And we end up winning the game by 2 points. I thought it was over for us. But luckily, we came back there in the second half. Thank God. Luka Doncic had a 35-point double-double. Bilal Coulibaly had 22 points, 19 from George, Cooper Flag. And where is... Oh my God. Alex R has been playing horrible. And now it's time for game 7, win or go home. I did come up with a little change in our rotation. I ended up taking Nate Ament out of our rotation. He's not really shooting the ball all that well. And on top of that, Ozzy Noel is a way better defender than Nate has been. So we decided to put Noel in for these next few games, and hopefully that ends up making our defense a little bit better. So let's see what happens here in game number 7, where we will have home court advantage. And we start off the game really strong, and let's go. We're advancing to the conference finals. We end up beating them by 46 points. Luka Doncic had a 32-point triple-double, 23 from Luke Dort. Cooper Flag had a 21-point double-double. Our team was amazing. And now it's time for the conference finals, where we're going to be taking on the Miami Heat. They got themselves Steph Curry somehow. So Steph Curry ended up on the Miami Heat. He's averaging around 24 points per game in the playoffs. They also have themselves Ace Bailey, who's up to a 91 overall. They have Jaime Jaquez Jr., Derrick Jones Jr., and Danny Wolf in their starting lineup. And their bench is looking pretty good as well. So this team is honestly a good team, but they were the 8th seed somehow. So Cooper Flag also ended up becoming a 91 overall, and the same for Ace Bailey. So both of these players, the same draft, have become a 91 overall. But let's see how the conference finals goes. Game number 1 is a loss for us. Cooper Flag played good, but we still fell short to Curry. Game number 2 is a win for us. Cooper Flag drops 38 points, 13 rebounds, 6 assists. Luka Doncic had 20-point double-double. He's been playing really good in the playoffs. Hopefully he can just continue playing like that. And we also win game 3. Luka Doncic 1 rebound shy of a triple-double. George with 23, Cooper with a double-double. Game 4 puts us up 3-1. Let's go. Alex Sarr drops 23 points, 22 and 16 from Cooper Flag, 21 and 14 for Luka Doncic. Cooper Flag has been starting to play better than he started off this playoff series, and the same could be said for Alex Sarr. And are we going to be gentlemen sweeping the Miami Heat? And we are. We're in the NBA Finals for the first time. Cooper Flag drops 33 points, 25 from Sarr, 18 and 11 from Luka. Now we're either going to be facing up against the San Antonio Spurs or the Golden State Warriors, who have themselves Nikola Jokic and AJ Debonsa. And let's see who it's going to be. It's going to be the Warriors. AJ Debonsa wins Western Conference Finals MVP. Cooper Flag wins Eastern Conference Finals MVP. And the Golden State Warriors are looking like a pretty good team. They still have themselves Jimmy Butler. They have Davion Mitchell, Brennan Pajemski, AJ, Jimmy, Jokic, off the bench, Keon Ellis, Trace, Quentin Post, James Bouknight. They were the #1 seed in the Western Conference, so they're a pretty good team. But let's see what happens. Game 1 is a loss for us. Jokic nearly had a triple-double on us there. Luka nearly had a triple-double, but we still fell short. Game 2 is a win for us though. Luka drops 37, 12, and 6. George drops 19. Cooper Flag with a double-double. Game number 3 is also a win for us. Cooper Flag drops 39, 8, as well as 4 steals. Luka Doncic with 24. Game 4, we're up 3-1. We're really close to winning a championship. Luka Doncic had nearly a 40-point triple-double, while Koulibaly had 21. And are we going to be winning ourselves the first championship? And we are. Just like that, your Washington Wizards are the 2028 NBA champions, with Luka Doncic winning Finals MVP, averaging 33, 10, and 8 on amazing efficiency. Let me show you guys our player stats for the playoffs. And here are the player stats for the playoffs. Our leading scorer was Luka Doncic, averaging 27, 9, and 9 on 50, 40, 70 shooting splits. Cooper Flag was our second option, and he played absolutely amazing, averaging 20 points per game, 10 rebounds, 7 assists, 2 steals, and 1 block. He's an amazing defender and an even better offensive player. Alex Sarr averaged 16 points per game, 16 a night from Bilal Koulibaly, 14 from Keyshawn George. Luke Dort was amazing off the bench, and so were the rest of the guys. Now let's check out the NBA Finals stats. But Luka Doncic in the NBA Finals was averaging 33 points per game, 10 rebounds, 8 assists on amazing efficiency. Then we had Cooper Flag with 19 points per game, 15 a night from Alex Sarr, 14 from Bilal Koulibaly, 12 from Keyshawn George, and then our bench was amazing once again. And that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. We ended up completing the goal of winning the Washington Wizards a championship. We took them from being the worst team in the NBA to basically the best team in the NBA. Literally the best team in the NBA, because we won a championship. That's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please make sure to drop a thumbs up and subscribe. If you're new, we're on the road to 200 subscribers, so please hit that subscribe button. Comment down below what rebuild you guys would like for me to do next. And until next time, it's your boy Dragon, and I'm out. Peace.